You have a chair, you can sit on your chair, sitting on the floor, on your shins, crossing your legs, whatever is comfortable. But we're starting out our morning stretch just by sitting. I had a little bit of a reading that I wanted to share with you. And this comes from Sharon Salzberg, and she writes a lot about meditation. And there's this passage here that's ways of developing kindness towards ourselves. And I thought this is very apropos for this time during coronavirus, when we're kind of in our own self-quarantine. And we have time to do a little bit of self-reflection, and we're spending a lot of time alone with ourselves. So ways of developing kindness towards ourselves. Spend some time consciously reflecting on the good you've done or a good quality you have. Remember a time you made a mistake. What qualities help you learn to act differently? What qualities stifle the creative urge to change? If you see anger, fear, or similar states arising in your mind, and you find yourself reacting to them as bad or wrong, purposely translate that response to painful or suffering. See what changes. Reflect on what the middle way might look like for you in a particular endeavor, relationship, or challenge. Devote some time each day to self-care. Can you spend 15 or 20 minutes doing something to be kind to yourself? Develop and practice loving kindness meditation for yourself. So I like those last two, well, I liked all of them, but in particular, the last two really relate to what we do in our morning stretch. Devote some time each day to self-care. So that's what you're doing by coming to this morning stretch. You're devoting some time to yourself and developing a practice of loving kindness. Well, this, and it's saying a meditation, this movement, this action of stretch is a form of meditation. It's a moving meditation. So let's begin. Let's just come to stand up. We'll come to stand up, and we'll separate our feet, what's known as hip width apart. It's about 4, 5, 6 inches apart. Then take your hands onto your thighs and just pause here. So that reading I just did from Sharon Salzberg about loving kindness, you can use that throughout our practice today. So even when we're simply stretching, you can just be a little bit softer to yourself, a little bit nicer to yourself, just like you're polite to others. Be polite to you. Be gentle and easy with yourself. Inhale, arch your spine and look to the ceiling. Exhale, round your spine and look in. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Do it 2 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Do it 1 more time. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Push off your thighs and come to stand up. Lift your shoulders up, back and down. 3 more. Up, back and down. 2 more. Up, back and down. 1 more. Up, back and down. Put your hands on your thighs again, and then drop your head. Lower your hands outside of your feet. As you drop your head, straighten your legs, then bend your legs. Do it 3 more times. Straighten and bend. 2 more. Straighten and bend. 1 more. Straighten and bend. Keep your knees bent. At your low back, clasp your hands, interlacing your fingers, then send your knuckles to the sky. Drop your head and straighten your legs. Stay where you are. So you're folded in on yourself. You have your knuckles reaching to the sky. Just pause here. Breathe here. Stretch here. Release your hands outside of your feet. Inhale, come to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Clasp your hands overhead and take your hands behind your head. Stretch over to your right and come up. Do it 3 more times. To your right and come up. 2 more. To your right and come up. 1 more. To your right. Let's stay to the right. Send your elbows wide apart. Come back up through center. Let's go over to the left and come up. 3 more. To the left and come up. 2 more to the left and come up. 1 more to the left. Let's stay to the left. Stretch your elbows wide apart. Come back to center. Take your hands to your hips. Take your right arm across your chest and look to the left. Come back to center. Your hand goes to the hip. So you're going across and twisting and coming back. 3, return. 4, return. 5, return. 6, return. 7, return. 8, let's take that right arm overhead and back to the hip. So you're stretching, side bending and returning. 3, return. 4, return. 5, return. 6, return. 7, return. 8, let's take the right hand to the left foot, go back to your hip. Do it again. 2, up. 3, up. 4, up. 5, up. 6, up. 7, up. 8, left arm goes across your chest, look to the right, come back to your hip. You're twisting and returning. 3, return. 4, return. 5, return. 6, return. 7, return. Left arm goes overhead to the right, side bend, come back to the hip. 2, return. 3, return. 4, return. 5, return. 6, return. 7, return. Left hand goes to the right foot, comes back to the hip. 2, up. 3, up. 4, up. 5, up. 6, up. 7, up. 8, let's combine it. So we're going to take the right arm across the chest, up and then down. So right arm goes across to the hip, over to the hip, down to the hip. Again, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip, across, hip, over, hip, down. 4, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. 5, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. 6, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. 7, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. 8, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. Do it with the left arm. Across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. 2, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. 3, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. 4, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. 5, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. 6, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. 7, across, hip, over, hip, down, hip. 8, across, hip, over, hip, down. Come to stand up. Bend your knees and hold on to your elbows out in front of you. Then keep holding your elbows, but lift your elbows up. Just pause here. Send your butt backwards. So we're working with our feet about 5, 6 inches apart. It's known as hip width apart. It's giving us a sturdy base. While you're here holding your elbows overhead, hug your belly in and puff out your low back. Just stay there. Breathe here. Then release your hands to your thighs. Take your hands outside of your feet. Step your right leg long back behind you in a low lunge. Step your left foot back behind. Come to a plank position. It's like the top of a push-up. Your shoulders are right over your wrists. Then lower yourself to lay down on the ground. Your elbows point backwards. Point your toes. Lift your heart. You're in a baby cobra. Lower yourself back down. Do it 3 more times. Lift and lower. 2 more. Lift and lower. 1 more. Lift and lower. Tuck your toes. Push yourself up to that plank position. Lift your butt up. You're in a downward facing dog. You look like an upside down V. Let's put it together. Come forward to plank. Lower yourself to lay down on the ground. Point your toes. Lift your heart. Lower yourself back down. Tuck your toes. Push yourself up to a plank position. Go backwards, downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward in between your hands. We'll arrange the feet, those 2 fists width apart. It's about 5, 6 inches apart and parallel. Inhale, lift yourself to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Bend your knees and gather your elbows. You're holding on to the elbows. Drop your head and sway yourself side to side. So you're holding the elbows, but the arms and your head and your torso are swaying off of your legs side to side. Then release your hands outside of your feet. Inhale, lift yourself to a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Dive forward, your arms go out to the sides and down. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Bend your knees and take your right knee to the ground behind you. Take your left knee to the ground behind you. Plant your hands flat. Slide your right leg long back behind you. Stay where you are. I just want to give you the side view. So you're staying where you are. I'm just giving you the side view. Let's take that back foot down. Let's take the right arm to the ceiling and look up to see your thumb. From here, let's turn the palm forward and reach the arm over your ear. It's a big stretch for this whole right side of you. Then take your right arm to the ceiling and scoop it inside of the left and then lift it back up. Do it 7 more times. 7 and up. 6 and up. 5 and up. 4 and up. 3 and up. 2 and up. 1 and up. Let's keep the arm lifted. Pause here, breathe here. We're just going to try. What would happen if we try to lift the right leg off the ground? See if you can. It's just a balancing act. We're just trying. And then just tap the big toe down. Do it again. Lift and lower. 3, lower. 4, lower. 5, lower. 6, lower. 7, lower. 8, lower. Take the foot down. Take your hand down. Let's go back to a plank position, top of a push-up. You stay there. I'm just going to meet you where you are in this plank position. Then lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Point your toes and lift your heart as a baby cobra. Lower yourself back down. Tuck your toes. Push yourself up to a plank position. Then downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward in between your hands. Bend your knees. Hold on to your elbows and then switch the grip. You're holding your elbows your non-habitual way. Drop your head and sway your torso and the arms side to side, still holding the elbows. So your torso is dripping off of your legs. Release your hands outside of your feet. Find stillness. Inhale to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Exhale, go right back down over yourself. Inhale to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Take your left knee to the ground. Take your right knee to the ground. Plant your hands flat. Slide your left leg long back behind. Just pause here, breathe here. You stay there. I just want to give you the side view. You have that back leg far back behind. Take the back foot down. You're gluing the sole of the foot down. Take your left arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Breathe here. Let's turn the palm forward and reach the arm over your ear. It's a big stretch for this whole left side of you. Then take your left arm to the ceiling. Scoop the left arm inside of the right. 8. Lift it up. 7. Lift it up. 6. Up. 5. Up. 4. Up. 3. Up. 2. Up. 1. Up. Let's try to lift that left leg up and then just tap the big toe down and up. 2 down and up. 3 down and up. 4 down and up. 5 down and up. 6 down and up. 7 down and up. 8 down and up. Take that foot down. Take your hand down. Make your way back to a plank position, top of a push-up. Lift yourself upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. Look between your hands and walk your feet forward. You'll separate your feet 2 fists width and parallel. Lift yourself so your back is flat like a tabletop. And then exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Dive forward, your arms go out to the sides and all the way down. Inhale, lift to a tabletop, a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Step your right leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge, your back heel is lifted. Reach your arms forward and up. You're in a high lunge. Take your arms to a T shape. Now your front knee is your left knee. Let's twist to the left and return to center. Do it 3 more times. Twist and center. 2 more. Twist and center. 1 more. Twist and center. Just pause here. With the back heel lifted, your front knee is right over your front ankle. Let's turn the palms up and reach the arms to the ceiling. You're in a high lunge. Take your back foot and plant it down. You're in a warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Lower your hands behind you and clasp your hands, interlacing your fingers. Lift your heart up, stretch backwards. Dive forward, you're coming parallel to the ground. Your crown of your head is reaching forward and your knuckles are pulling backwards. Stay folded like this, but lift your back heel and then take your back knee down to the ground. From here, reach your arms forward and up. You're in a high, an Anjaneyasana. We'll point the back foot and reach backwards. Stretch here, big stretch. Come forward and down. Your hands go to high finger pads. Start to straighten this front leg as best you can and rebend it. 3 more. Straighten and rebend. 2 more. Straighten and rebend. 1 more. Straighten and rebend. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. Walk your back foot forward. The feet are separated. Inhale, lift your back like a tabletop, like a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Sweep the arms out and all the way up. Sweep your arms out, go all the way down. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Step your left leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge. Reach your arms forward and up. You're in a high lunge. Open your arms to a T shape. Now you have your right knee bent in front of you. Let's twist to the right and come back to center. 3 more. Right and center. 2 more. Right and center. 1 more. Right and center. Take your back heel down and reach your arms to the ceiling. You're in a warrior 1. Lower your hands and clasp your hands behind you, your second way of clasping. So you're clasping your hands your non-habitual way. Lift your heart like you're getting a running head start, stretching backwards. Then come forward. Your torso is parallel to the ground. Keep your torso parallel to the ground with your knuckles pulling backwards. Lift your back heel and lower your back knee down. So your torso is still parallel to the ground. Then reach your arms forward and up. We undid the hands and lean backwards. Anjaneyasana will now point the back foot so you can lean further back. Breathe here. Stretch here. Come forward and down to high finger pads. Let's stretch backwards so this front knee is getting straight and rebend it. Do it 3 more times. Stretch backwards and rebend. 2 more. Stretch backwards and rebend. 1 more. Stretch backwards and rebend. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. Walk your back foot forward. Bend your knees and put your hands on your thighs. Push off your thighs, come to stand up. Lift your right shoulder up, back, and down. 3 more. Up, back, and down. 2 more. Up, back, and down. 1 more. Up, back, and down. Do it with the left shoulder. Up, back, and down. 3 more. Up, back, and down. 2 more. Up, back, and down. 1 more. Up, back, and down. Clasp your hands at your low back and move the hands away from you. Stay where you are. I just want to give you the side view. You're lifting your knuckles away from your butt. and then return your hands back close to you. So you're lifting away and returning. 2 more, away and returning. 1 more, away. Let's stay there. It's a stretch across your chest. Feel the opening across your chest. Release your hands, bend your knees, put your hands on your thighs. Take your hands outside of your feet. Step your right leg long back behind. Plant your whole back foot down. Reach your arms forward and up. It's a warrior 1. Open up your shoulders, your hips, everything opens. You're in warrior 2. Turn your palms up and rest your front forearm down on your front thigh. Take the top arm over your ear. Look up to the inside of that top arm. You're in a modified side angle. Let's keep the front knee bent and lift yourself up and backwards. The back of your right hand rests on the back thigh. The left arm reaches to the back. So your front knee is bent. We'll alternate these poses a few more times. So we're coming into this modified side angle, coming forward, and then going up and back. It's a reverse warrior. Do it 2 more times. Come forward, go backwards. Do it 1 more time. Come forward, go backwards. Now stay leaning back. At first we have the front knee bent. Now let's straighten the front knee, go further backwards. It's known as a reverse triangle. It's different than triangle. It's different than revolved triangle. Here you are in a reverse triangle. Let's come forward. The left hand goes just below your left knee and your right arm goes to the ceiling. You're looking up to see your thumb. You're in a triangle pose. Breathe here. Let's go from that reverse, go up and back, reverse triangle with straight legs, and forward and into triangle. We'll do it 2 more times. Go up and back, forward and in. Do it 1 more time. Go up and back, forward and in. Let's go up to a warrior 2. You're bending your front knee. Let's shape shift to a warrior 1. Your arms and your hips come forward with the shoulders as the arms go up. Lift your back heel, so you're in a high lunge. Take your hands forward and down. You're in a low lunge. Walk your back foot forward. You're in a forward bend. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Exhale, go right back down over yourself. Inhale, lift your back to a tabletop. It's like a flat back parallel to the ceiling. Exhale, fold over. Let's do that little series on the second side. Left leg goes long back behind. Your whole back foot comes down. Reach your arms forward and up. You're in a warrior 1. Open your hips, open your shoulders. You're in a warrior 2. Turn your palms up. Rest your right forearm on the front thigh. Take the left arm over your ear. Look up to the inside of that left arm. So here you are in a modified side angle. Let's keep the front knee bent and lift ourselves upwards and backwards. The back of the left hand rests on the back thigh. The right arm stretches to the back. Your front knee stays bent. We'll alternate these poses. Come into that modified side angle, then up and back. Do it 2 more times. Coming forward, going backwards. Do it 1 more time. Coming forward, going backwards. We'll stay going backwards. At first, our front knee is bent. Now straighten your front leg and lean further back. So here we are in this reverse triangle. Come forward with straight legs. The right hand goes below your right knee. Your left arm to the ceiling. You're in a triangle pose. Let's alternate those 2 positions. Reverse triangle, going up and back, and triangle. We'll do it 2 more times. Going up and back, forward and in. Do it 1 more time. Up and back, forward and in. From triangle, make your way back to warrior 2, then shape shift to warrior 1. Your shoulders, your hips, your arms come up. Lift your back heel. You're in a high lunge. Comes forward and down, you're in a low lunge. Walk your back foot forward, you're in a forward bend. Straighten your legs as best you can. Inhale, lift your back to look like a tabletop, that your back is parallel to the ground. It's a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Sweep your arms out, go all the way down. Inhale, lift to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step backwards to a plank position, top of a push-up. You stay there. I want to give you the side view. Here you are in a plank position. Now keep your feet separated, but drop your heels to your left. You're dropping your heels to the left. Take your right arm to the ceiling and look up to see your thumb. You're in a side plank. Maybe you can scoop this top arm inside of the bottom arm. We'll do it just 3 more times. Scoop it under and up. 2 more, under and up. 1 more, under and up. Take the hand down, go to a regular plank. Go upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank again. Go upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Drop your heels to your right. Take your left arm to the ceiling. You're in a side plank with the feet separated. Maybe you scoop this left arm inside the right and lift it up. 3 more. Scoop it under and up. 2 more. Scoop it under and up. 1 more. Scoop it under and up. Make your way back to a regular plank. Go upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward in between your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Sweep your arms out and all the way down. Inhale to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Take your right knee to the ground. Take your left knee to the ground. Your toes are tucked. Walk your hands backwards, that you take your hands to your hips, so you're standing on your knees. Take your arms out to a T shape. Swivel to your right and return to center. 3 more to the right and center. 2 more to the right and center. 1 more to the right and center. Let's swivel to the left. Left and center. 3 more. Left and center. 2 more. Left and center. 1 more. Left and center. Let's swivel to the right. Look back at your right hand. Then look forward to your left hand. Keep your arms separated. Lean forward. That left hand's going to go to the ground far out in front of you on high finger pads. Your right arm to the ceiling. Scoop this right arm inside of the left and then lift it back up. 3 more. Scoop it under and up. 2 more. Scoop it under and up. 1 more. Scoop it under and up. Come back up. The hands are separated. Look back at your right hand. Look forward at your left hand. Unwind to a T shape. Let's twist over to the left. Stay looking back to your left hand. Then look forward to your right hand. Then take this right hand far forward to the ground in front of you on high finger pads. Your left arm to the ceiling. Scoop this left arm inside the right and lift it up. 3 more. Scoop it under and up. 2 more. Scoop it under and up. 1 more. Scoop it under and up. Keep the arms separated. Come back up. The left arm behind you. Look to that left arm. Look to your front hand. Unwind to a T shape. Turn your palms up. Lift your arms up. Clasp your hands overhead. Turn your palms away. Stretch over to your right. Come back to center. Stretch over to your left. Come back to center. Release your hands to hold your hip bones. Point your feet. Send your feet over to your right. Sit back behind your knees. Take your legs wide apart. Lift your butt up and then come down with your legs even wider apart. Take your hands forward. You're on these high finger pads. Your elbows are straight. Just pause here. You're stretching your legs. I just want to read to you that idea of sending a little bit more loving kindness to yourself So just reviewing ways of developing kindness. You guys are staying here with the hands stretched forward and the legs stretching out. Ways of developing kindness towards ourselves. Spend some time consciously reflecting on the good you've done or a good quality you have. Remember a time you made a mistake. What qualities help you to learn to act differently? What qualities stifle the creative urge to change? If you see anger, fear, or similar states arising in your mind, and you find yourself reacting to them as bad or wrong, purposely translate that response to painful or suffering. See what changes. Reflect on what the middle way might look like for you in a particular endeavor and relationship or challenge. Devote some time each day to self-care. Can you spend 15 or 20 minutes doing something to be kind to yourself? Develop and practice loving kindness meditation for yourself. So I hope this morning stretch was like a moving meditation for yourself, that it was something kind for you. Take your legs long out in front of you, then bend your knees, just coming to sit nice and tall. Your hands can go below your knees on your shins. As you lift your heart up, you're sitting tall. So you're finding this nice, strong, straight spine, that all of the energy can pass through you without any blockage.